It is so important for young people to be given a voice in the climate change debate. We are ultimately the last generation that can fight climate change, and we are also the generation that it will impact the most at the moment. So I think it's really important that governments, organisations, politicians start to listen to us and start to give us a seat at that table.
I think youth involvement is really important in terms of the dialogue of the climate crisis, because obviously they're the future leaders. But I don't just think that's important in terms of they should have a voice because they're the future leaders. I also think it's beneficial for both sides in that the current leaders are going to get these new and innovative ideas and different perspectives on the climate crisis, which might help us sort of solve it or overcome it. But also because young people can kind of learn like the wisdom of what's gone on. Like, people might not think there's a lot there, but I still think it's really important that we kind of learn at least from the mistakes of history.
Got it.
I think it's very important for young people to have a say in the climate change dialogue, because young people are the future and the climate is dependent on young people taking action. And I think what young people learn about and what we see, we come up with different ideas. We might be more informed than other people. So I think it's very, very important to get all opinions when it comes to a dialogue on climate change.
Hi, I'm Becca, a PhD student with the School of Life Sciences, and I feel I'm helping the climate emergency by getting involved with the local wildlife trusts, which is the Warwickshire Wildlife Trust. I'm a young adult ambassador as part of their Wilder Future for Warwickshire programme, and this project aims to help empower local people to get involved with local nature conservation and other activities of the trust. If you're interested in getting involved yourself, just search Wilder Future for Warwickshire on their website. Thank you.
Personally, one thing I'm doing at the moment is I am a researcher. I'm a PhD student looking at sustainability in my field, which is to do with electric cars. And that's something I'm really passionate about. I want to have a career where I research sustainability more in depth. Other things I do in my personal life are try to reduce my overall consumption. I try to push my politicians and local governments to act via petitions, via writing to my MP, all sorts of things like that, by voting for politicians and governments that I think have climate change at the forefront of their agenda. I think something that is really important to keep in mind is that individuals can have an impact, and we also need to push our governments and the organisations that we buy from to do better and to actually act on the commitments that they have made.
In terms of my personal life, like, I'm vegetarian, I don't drive, I try not to fly if I can. Recycle and reuse I think is really important, and I try my best not to buy new clothes.
One, making sure I use less electricity, less water, and recycle as much as I can. Two, I try to use public transport or walk more than using like private cars as much as I can, so that I'm not contributing to pollution that much. And I'm also vegetarian, which helps with the climate crisis as well.